So you made an interesting comment to me before we started when I asked you if you were good to your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it was sort of like an amusement park.
An amusement park and a temple at the same time. Recently, it's more temple than amusement park. I've just become a father again. And I was doing things earlier in the year that partying in a way that I was certainly on the amusement park end of the scale. And so what I do is I do a Saturday night that would be till 4 a.m. And then the rest of the week, I wouldn't drink at all. And maybe I'd do another Saturday night that Saturday night, or I'd do it every 2 weeks, let's just say. But when I'm good, I'm good. And when I'm bad, I'm bad.
When did it start?
About 2 years ago, it got more frequent. I'd always dabbled and played with different drugs, and nothing too out there and serious. But every so often I'd have cocaine.
And when did you start? At what age did you
start?
start?
I did it for the first time at 19. And then, we'd just do it here and there. And then it wasn't until 2 years ago that I said to myself out loud, I love it. I love this. And then as time goes on, it's so interesting. You begin to not love it at all. You just want to do it. And then I'd wake up the next morning, and in the week after it, I'd think I didn't enjoy that experience. And yet I'd be thinking about wanting to do it again. And I still get that feeling sometimes. I'm like, I want to go out. I want to go and get into it. But now I'm like, I know how much I regret it when I do. And I know that it's not good for me. So I would say that there was a period of time where it was maybe once every 2 weeks or once a month. But in that time, when I'd go. I would go until 4 or 5 a.m.
And what were you doing?
I was drinking and cocaine.
Okay.
And I still feel when I have a drink today, there's little buzzings going off, like they're linked. But I'm not sure if that's true actually, or if it's just a true scientific thing, or if it's just something in my head.
There's a great book I just read called Alcohol Lied to Me. It's really good. And it flips the switch of pleasure and euphoria, but it wears it out.
Right.
And so then you need more and more, and you become attached to a lie.
Yes.
Okay. So brain health, alcohol, I guess I'll add cocaine. I thought I was really interested in the panic attacks after you met your wife. Tell me about that.
I've got to think back briefly. So when I met my wife the first time, I remember I'd get, she'd come out of a relationship that was abusive, and a guy who was jealous. And she told me about how horrible that was for her. And I found myself fearing that if she told me about her past relationship with other people before that I would get jealous. Like, just hearing about it, I wouldn't like. And then I would show her that I was jealous, and that would make her scared because of the last guy that she had. And she would run and she would leave. And I knew that she was fantastic. I knew I wanted to marry this woman, and she knew she wanted to marry me. So I think I just knew how big this was and how my reactivity to any information could mess it up completely. So one night we were at dinner and she was mentioning a boyfriend that she had in the past. And I remember just going, and I could feel my heart in my throat. It was beating so bad. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And we went home and I couldn't sleep. And I'd never had a panic attack before. I went and got into the shower, and I was just holding onto the glass on the side of the shower, just breathing and unable to breathe. And I fell to my knees. And the next day I went to work again, and I had to leave the studio early and get into my car and have another panic attack because I thought that I was going to mess up the most important relationship of my existence. I didn't. I came home to her, I told her what was going on. And she said, in this very beautiful Aussie way, she goes, "You're an idiot." And now I still had a couple panic attacks after that. And I haven't experienced anything like that again. It was just this awareness of I could mess this up if I truly express myself. And it ended up not being the case that if I truly expressed myself, she loved me all the more.
Yeah. I always say some anxiety is good.
Oh, yeah.
People who have low levels of anxiety die early.
Yeah.
They just say the first thing that comes to their mind without first sort of rehearsing how's this going to go over.
Yeah.
You went to therapy for a little bit. What
did.
happened in therapy?
We just took apart what it was about hearing about my wife's past that would cause me pain, would cause me anxiety. It was like, I thought that if she dated somebody more successful than me in the past, that why would she want to be with me?
But she wanted to be with you.
I know. I know. But that didn't stop it in my head. It was like, and this is part of it. It's like, okay, so I believe that if somebody's more successful than me, that my wife would prefer to be with my girlfriend at the time, would prefer to be with them. So what does that say about my self-view? That my career successes are all that could possibly be attractive to somebody? That's how I weigh myself up against the world, is like how successful I am and not who I am as a human being with my character and my flaws and my great qualities. All I can seem to think of myself as is worthwhile, worth loving, is my career success. And so like we kind of got into that.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
You played rugby.
Yeah.
Tell me about rugby.
Well, rugby is it's like American football without the pads and the helmets. And no helmets. So that was most of my childhood and teenagers. As a teenager, I was like, and I played a high level of rugby, so I was quite good at it, and I was running head on into people and shoulders into heads and tackled around the neck, and I wouldn't change a beat of it. It was so great. But I haven't played for a long time, but I absolutely loved playing. And yeah, you definitely get smacked in the head multiple times in a game. I never got concussed as far as I knew.
So never knocked out, never dazed, confused, saw stars, threw up.
Probably saw stars a few times. Definitely dazed and confused a couple of times. But I don't remember being concussed.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you've been hit in the head?
Hundreds. In like shoulder to head, bam, bam, bam. More head trauma than we go through as natural, normal adults who don't go to a boxing class.
So when I look at your scan, it got hurt.
Oh my God.
This is not healthy. Your temporal lobes, and this probably rugby, if I had to bet, they sit in this cavity and it's surrounded by sharp bone on all sides. And so probably when you got whacked those couple hundred times, it was hurting this. And then alcohol and marijuana, it's poison.
Yes.
I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
It's a disinfectant. Why would you ever put a disinfectant in your body when your gut microbiome has 100 trillion bugs that make neurotransmitters? I mean, they really help you be who you are.
Yeah.
Alcohol murders them. So here's your scan. If you do what I ask you to do, be way better.
Wow.
If you leave here and you go, I think Eamon's crazy. His colleagues say he's crazy, but your brains can not be your friend.
Wow.
We need to go, how can I only use it as a temple?
Yep.
You will have more fun in your life if your brain is healthy.
Yeah.
You will work and be happier with your work. Your marriage will be better. You'll be a better dad. When your
Yeah.
brain's not working right, everything's working.
Yeah, I don't want that. Whatever's going on there, I can see through it. I really don't want that. What is that? Is that like in 10 years' time?
Yeah. So like if you just left here and go, I don't believe any of this stuff.
I'm going to do cocaine and play rugby.
This is cocaine and rugby at 50.
Oh my God.
This is our goal right here. This is, and it's possible. And here's your active scan. So if we go back to the healthy one, good activity in the cerebellum and everything else sort of quiet. Here's the anxiety center. And so there's probably an underlying low level of anxiety. And alcohol settles that down or turns it on. And then it rebounds, which is the law.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do this and I'll feel better. You ever had hyperbaric oxygen therapy?
No, I've been looking into it though.
Totally recommend it.
Yeah.
Totally can make a big positive difference
Okay, great.
for you.
Yeah, great.
My NFL formula of supplements, multiple vitamin fish oil brain boost,
Okay, great.
the exact formula, 2 packets a day.
Okay.
So we need to reverse whatever's going on with you. And basically it comes down to 3 strategies. Brain envy. You got to care about it. You got to want a better brain. When I first got scanned, I was 37 and my brain looked terrible because I played football in high school. I had a lot of bad habits. I'm a double board certified psychiatrist at the time. I was a top neuroscience student in medical school. I didn't care at all about my own brain. I never thought about it. Then I saw it and I'm like, this is awful.
Yeah.
My 6-year-old mother had a better looking brain than I did. And so I brain envy. I care about it.
Yeah.
So that's one. Love it. Avoid anything that hurts it. That's why you got to know the list. Drugs, alcohol, magic mushrooms. Not a fan.
Oh, wow.
Turns off brain function.
Oh my God.
And no, I want to keep mine on. Right? I mean, yes, you might have a magical moment, but no, I mean, if you had PTSD and you wanted to kill yourself and nothing I did worked, let's do mushrooms.
Yes.
But as a recreational thing, it's just dumb. Sugar, not sleeping, fighting with your wife. I mean, being around a lot of pollution. I mean, a lot of things. I want you to just think, is this good for my brain or bad for it? And then, so brain envy, avoid bad things, do good things. New learning. And so as an actor, you're always learning scripts. That's working your brain. You're doing new characters. That's great. But if you learn a language, learn a musical instrument, I mean, any way you can challenge your brain. I think the most important thing, coordination. If you become a master table tennis player, that will help you so much.
Wow.
And then the supplements. And I think keto for you is a good thing.
Okay, great. Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning. And, you know, as a performer, when you enter a room, the last thing you want to be thinking, is there something wrong with me that I can't fix? It was why I stopped pot in the first place. Because I was going into rooms and I was like, is there any reason I'm not at 100% today? It's like, yes, you smoked pot last night. And then it would doubt, that element of doubt. And, you know, it's really important when you think performance-wise, you just don't want to have that element of doubt, whether I could mess this up because I've done something wrong. I haven't given myself the full support. And so I think this will really help me, but it'll also help my confidence in a way, because you always wonder, is it something about me that's going wrong in my life that's messing me up? Well, what if I gave myself 100? And then I'll know that it's not just me, that there's something, you know, just give yourself the best possible chance to crush it. Will help you understand the world better.